It was always the same tournament format that you probably watched after season one, or if you did watch it. Season one was funny because in English it was John Anik, who later, obviously we all know who John Anik is, and then Jason Chambers,
Yep.
and it was because Bjorn just loved those reality fight shows. So that's how we ended up with Jimmy Smith the next season too,
Hmm.
right? Like it was like, okay, well we got Fight Quest, now we're gonna get um, but yeah, it started out with the same, it was I think it was 8-man tournaments. And again, like the really difficult part was, and I think what separated it is obviously people were used to the one night Grand Prix, right? Like the old school MMA guys, you know, original UFC's one night Grand Prix. Yeah. And then we were doing it, but it was, 12 weeks, which isn't a whole lot of time.
Mm-mm. Three
That's
fights
what
in
that's
three
where
months. Yeah.
3 fights in 3 months,
Yeah.
and hard fights, obviously, right? And again, it was universal MMA rules, so elbows were allowed. People got cut up pretty bad. I remember the big thing was, they didn't want to show too much blood back then, like because it was like I said, it was ESPN Deportes, and it was like still kind of they were trying to get the English ESPN deal, and ESPN was kind of like weary about blood. And I remember like our very first undercard fight was a good friend of mine from Alliance MMA in San Diego, a guy who coached Gary Padilla. And I mean, it was probably one of the bloodiest fights. We've had some of the bloodiest fights in that cage before we went live on air. So when we went to go live for the main card, the canvas was just already crimson. There was blood everywhere, and there was no way around it. And that's kind of when you knew what you were getting. But yeah, it was the 8-man tournaments. It was $150,000 that first season. Then we cut back from 150 to 100 after that.
You know what? I've always kind of been like elbows. Most of the fights where you see elbows stop a fight is a cut to me. You know, I don't really think they're
Yeah,
necessary. I think what's more necessary is guys being able to kick at their opponent when they're on their back. Like when the guy's trying to pass guard and stuff. I think UFC you can't do that. So the guy on top has all leverage to attack you with hard strikes, but you really don't have any leverage to attack. The legs are the strongest when you're on your back.
yeah, yeah. No, you're